Good morning. Welcome to Morning Conversation, where I'm at the park with the dog and I record myself talking to myself. Let's go. This is Presley. He is looking for that. He found it. Good boy. Good boy. I did a morning conversation yesterday, but the audio didn't record. Essentially what I talked about was I wish people would play with their dogs more. Rest. Wish people would play with their dogs more. Out. Because if you played with your dog more, you're going to be having a lot more fun and enjoying your dog. Far more than doing your obedience training, far more than doing your walk. But I don't know why people don't play with their dogs more. You play with your dog a shit ton when they're a puppy. It's almost all you do. And clean up their messes. Your dog is really, if you continue to play with your dog throughout life and you do it uninhibited, you can have a perpetual puppy in a sense. But no, we start to impose rules and correction and punish for dog behaviors. Rest. Yeah, I just wish people would play with their dogs more. You'd have much better outcome. Out. Out. All right. Little fucker made me drop my phone. That's what I get for having one good hand. Rest. You'd have a lot better outcome with any training you do if you played with your dog more. You'd have a lot more fun. Your dog would be more fulfilled. If you're having fun, your dog's also having fun. If you're frustrated, your dog's frustrated. Thing is about frustration is when you're frustrated and you become confrontational even a little bit with your dog, you're actually repelling them. You're not attracting them. You're actually repelling them. Whatever they were distracted by, rest. Whatever it was that they were distracted by, out. To begin with, that had you frustrated, out. You are actually pushing them closer to that. That distraction's now looking far more attractive because you became confrontational with them. No, ripping the leash, grabbing them, shaking their scruff, whatever it is you do, whatever it was that you were in conflict over that you didn't want them to do, now becomes a lot more attractive. So you probably weren't in harmony to begin with in that situation, and now you're really not in harmony. You're actually in conflict with them. You're in a fight with them in a sense. So frustration just repels your dog. It just pushes them away from you. It's not that they're being defiant, but frustration to a dog feels violent. No matter what amount it is. It's not going to attract them. Come on, bud. Good boy. So how frustrated can you be if you're playing with your dog? Look at that. Oh yeah, he's a good boy. I just wish people would play with their dog more. Life would be better for you. Life would be better for your dog. But no, you choose to go on a walk. You choose to be frustrated. You choose to do all these things that aren't fun. Rest. Out. You choose to do all these things that aren't fun. Rest. That cause you frustration, that cause you stress. When really, why wouldn't you spend that time playing with your dog? Plus, they're getting a hell of a lot better exercise if you're playing with them. I don't care if you go to a park or not. Do it in your house. Do it in your backyard. I just talked with someone recently moved to Vegas from the Pacific Northwest, and asked me if I had any ideas for things to do with your dog and fulfill them inside the house. Yeah, tons. Rest. Tons. Rest. Everything I'm doing right here, you could do inside the house. Just smaller scale. There's not going to be as much exercise. At the end of the day, you learn a lot about your dog through play as well. Now, a lot of people, my dog doesn't like to play. No, they do. you either have, there's two things. You either haven't figured out what they like to do and done it consistently enough, or they don't have a reason to play with you. Either the relationship between you and them, there's so much social resistance there because of frustration and because of you've told them not to do certain things that to a dog are related to play, but you don't like. And I know that's abstract, but just you've told them no a lot of times. Okay, so anytime that something feels like play to them, they're gonna shut down. Or they don't have a reason to because they got a big basket of toys. They got access to toys anytime they want. They don't see you as a necessary part of play. Hey, out. Rest. They don't see you as a necessary part of their play because they got a whole big toy basket. So what do you do there? Pick up the damn toy basket. Your dog does not need free access to toys. It is not beneficial to them. It's not beneficial to you in terms of trying to create a better bond and get them to play and be able to have a better motivation for training. Pick up the toy basket. You wouldn't leave a box of treats out on the floor, would you? Good boy. That's a good boy. Good boy. That's a good boy. Come here. I'll play tug. Come here, bud. Hold on. I gotta flip my hand around. All right. He's not gonna let me flip my hand around. Come here, bud. Come here. Come on. If you wouldn't leave a box of treats or a bag of treats out on the floor, why are you giving your dog free access to toys? Toy is a reward. Toy is a motivator. Good boy. You're not using it as such. You're using it as a distraction so that they don't bother mommy or daddy. Let's go. And so that they hopefully don't chew up the house. But that's a whole separate issue. That's giving them a big toy basket ain't gonna solve those things. Teaching them to respect the house. Out. Out. Rest. Teaching them to respect where they live. Giving them boundaries. Teaching them to turn off. Rest. Teaching them to turn off. That is what will prevent them from tearing up your house. Rest. Yeah, thank you. So, pick up the toy basket. It's not doing anybody any good. They don't need it. I think, what else did I talk about yesterday? I don't know. Basically, play more with your dog than you're trying to train them, especially if you have a reactive dog, especially if you have a dog that you are calling stubborn. If you use the word stubborn with your dog, first of all, it's a mislabel. You're blaming the dog for something because you don't know how to get a result. And so it's easier to blame the dog than to figure out why you can't get the result. Right? We can label the dog. Oh, he's just stubborn. So it gives you a free pass to just not have a well-behaved dog, I guess. A dog is not stubborn. A dog doesn't have it in him. Ouch! Nailed my hand. A dog does not, they don't have the ability to be deceitful and spiteful and defiant to you on purpose. They're not thinking like, they can't consider your perspective, okay? They can't consider the perspective of another animal. That is something that would be necessary for them to be defiant or stubborn. If your dog's stubborn, they're confused. Period. They don't know because you've been inconsistent. He doesn't sit when I ask him to. That's because you don't always follow through. That's because maybe in the situation you're asking him to sit, you've never asked him to before. Good boy. Get it. Get it. Okay, so if you use the word stubborn, or you have a dog, or aggressive, or reactive, or anxious, any of those words that you use with your dog, you need to play more with them than you are trying to train and trying to get them to walk on a leash. Because you are trying to get them to walk nice on a leash for about 10% of your walk. After that, you're frustrated and you give up. And then you call them stubborn. Are they stubborn if you give up and get frustrated 10 minutes in? You're already frustrated before you leave the house. You're already expecting a shitty walk. Out. Rest. Rest. You're already expecting a shitty walk. Okay? So play more with your dog and watch what happens. Stop trying to get your dog to walk next to you perfectly and play with them more. So I'm gonna follow through. See how he's not laying down? I don't like that with him. Rest. I want all the way. Rest. Good. So, yeah, I just wish people would play more with their dog and understand that play is probably the best way to bond with your dog and to actually train your dog. You get their drive up and you channel it back towards you. Come here, bud. Good boy. Good boy. Let's go. So that there's people and dogs walking around and he doesn't care. Why? Because I am his guy. I am his provider of absolute satisfaction and fulfillment. I am the one that helps Presley feel his most complete as a dog. And because I'm the one that helps him feel most complete, and I make sure that he feels complete day to day, week to week, he gets to sleep on the bed, he gets to sleep on the couch, he gets to meet 100 other dogs every year easily, and there's no issues. Hey, let's go. Presley, good boy. Rest. Rest. Right? So, and that is done primarily through play, you guys. It's done primarily through play. I've not used treats with this dog. Affection, yes, he likes affection as reward, but mostly it's done through play. What else did I talk about yesterday? I talked about, I talked about something that gonna piss some people off, and that's fine. Don't care. I'm talking to myself and you're just listening along. Come on, bud. Most people, I think 95% of Americans, should not have the privilege of owning a dog. There you go. Why? Because most Americans, let's go, are using the dog as an emotional surrogate, or most Americans don't understand what this is. They don't understand what a dog actually is. Rest. They don't understand what a dog actually is. If you don't understand what a dog actually is, it follows you are going to be incapable of providing for their needs. And that's why lots of people call their dog a baby, because we understand what babies need. We were all babies once. Rest. So we understand what babies need. We understand what our inner child needs. And so we try to provide that in times of distress or discomfort or frustration or any kind of emotional outburst for a dog. We try to provide what we know a baby would want or what our inner child actually needs. And that's not a dog's job. It's not our dog's job to help us through our inner child shit and to be our psychologist and to be our emotional surrogate for whatever connection in life that we are lacking. That's our job. It's our job to get through our shit. So I don't think, and most people overfeed their dogs. Most people do everything with their dogs from a place of emotion. And it's not even positive emotion. Everything I'm doing with Presley right here is positive emotion. Fun, play, happiness, joy. Good boy. That's a good boy. And thus I get that result. Whoa, come on, bud, the sprinklers came on. Holy moly. Come here, bud. Come here. Hey. So yeah, I don't think 95% of Americans have no business owning a dog. There, I said it. You heard it. You don't like it, turn it off. Because you might, and if you take that personally and you don't like hearing that, you're probably one of those. If you don't know what your dog's needs are, you're one of them. If you know what your dog's needs are as a dog and you choose not to provide for it because you use the bullshit excuse of I don't have time, you're somebody that doesn't deserve a dog. Straight up. I think 95% of Americans should not own a dog. If anything, they should own a very small dog. Not a dog that actually has drive and wants to work. Out. Good boy. So yeah, why most people don't understand a dog. Now, people educate themselves and learn and then choose to provide for the dog. You know what? I'm bringing this animal in. It's not their choice to come into my life. I'm bringing them into my world, and that takes a responsibility to provide for that animal as the animal, not as what I want them to be, not as what I want them to be a human. Then yeah, by all means, get a dog. Presley, come. Good boy. Yes, good boy. And by all means, get a dog. But so few people, and it's increasingly so over the years, so few people are willing to learn. I mean, so few people are willing to learn anything new, period. Rest. But so few people are willing to learn about this animal they claim to love. You love you love what the animal does for you. You love how the animal makes you feel. If you loved the animal, you would educate yourselves on the animal. People who love African wildlife educate themselves on African wildlife. I've been to people's homes like that. They got elephants, figurines and pictures and books. They got giraffe stuff. They got African wildlife stuff everywhere and books, and they know about it. They read about it, they study it because it interests them, because they love that. That's passion. You love what your dog does for you. You love how your dog makes you feel when it's convenient for you. But sometimes your dog makes you feel frustrated and stressed and angry and anxious. You don't love that part. You don't need to feel those things with your dog, though. You don't need to. Those feelings, frustration, anger, anxiousness, nervousness, uncertainty, resentment, those feelings can be less than 10% of what you feel for your dog. But some people feel those 50, 60, 70% of the time towards their dog. So why would you have a dog? Why do you deserve to have a dog if you resent them, if you're frustrated with them, if they cause you stress? That's your choice. Educate yourself, but most people aren't even willing to educate themselves. Hence, you shouldn't have the animal. You know? Hence, you shouldn't have the animal. You don't want to know about the animal, don't get the animal. It's not their choice to come into your world. They didn't make that choice. Rest. They didn't make that choice. You did. You did. So there you go. 95% of people in this country have no business, don't deserve, should not have a dog. Problem is, there's so much knowledge out there and it's right at your fingertips. So easy to find. So people in general either don't want to take the time to learn, or they'll learn but then make the choice to not implement the knowledge or apply what they've learned. And there are lots of reasons for that. Preston, come on. Yes, good boy. That's a good boy. All right, that's the morning conversation for today. Play with your dog more and learn about your dog as a dog. I don't care what the source is. Start with a dictionary. Start with a dictionary to learn about your dog. Look up canine, look up dog, look up wolf, and go from there. Learn about your dog as a dog, and then play with your dog more. Let's go, bud. Play with your dog. Stop trying to train them. Stop trying to do so much. Stop trying to get them to be what you want them to be. Come on. Ow. Stop trying. Stop trying. Do. You don't have to try to play with your dog. You just do it, right? When you're playing with your dog, how much are you actually thinking? How much are you actually trying and questioning, am I doing this right? Or why is this not working? Think about that. If you're more present when you play with your dog. Think about it. You're far more present when you're playing with your dog than you are when you're walking your dog or you're trying to train them, whatever you're trying to do. You're most present with your dog when you're playing with them. You're more present with your dog playing. Out. Rest. You're more present with your dog playing with them than you are even sitting on the couch cuddling with them. Guarantee it. Don't believe me? Try it. There's no way I could prove it, but it's true. I see it. I live it. I can tell you for sure I'm more present playing with my dog than sitting on the couch. Because if we're sitting on the couch, we might be watching TV, might be scrolling through our phone, might be sleeping. Playing, you're present. You're on the same wavelength. You're providing a harmonic pathway for your dog to express their primal instincts. I'm gonna say that again. When you're playing with your dog, you're providing a harmonic pathway for your dog to positively channel and express their primal instincts. And that is what a dog needs from you. Okay.